Hey guys, how's it going? Sliq here, and today I want to talk to you about my previous video on Destiny 2 where I talk about how Destiny 2, the reveal stream, looked a little bit disappointing to me. I want to make a couple of points. I want to clarify a couple of the things I said in the video because some people seem to be confused. I want to point out some comments that people made that were actually pretty excellent comments, and I want to rebut a couple of things that other people have said. First things first, yeah, I know. I said right like a 250 million times in the fucking video. I watched that shit before I uploaded it. I edited the whole thing together, all of the clips. Right, that montage in the background, I just said fucking right. I said it. I watched that, didn't notice it. So I apologize. I'm gonna try to do a better. I'm not gonna do a better job. I'm going to try to do a better job of ending every single fucking sentence with the word right. I'm not a Jedi. Like the Yoda quote, there is no try, there is only do. That doesn't apply to me. I'm just a fat asshole on the internet. First things first, a lot of people got the impression that I think Destiny 2 is going to be a bad game. I didn't mean to give off that impression. I think Destiny 2 is going to be a very good game. But the fact of the matter is, I don't know if it's going to be the type of game that I devote 2,500 hours over the course of 3 years to. That's where I'm sitting at with Destiny 1. I've got over 2,500 hours in Destiny 1, and I played it since October of 2014. I fucking love Destiny 1. That video was coming from a place of love, right? I fucking love Destiny 1. But to me, Destiny 2 seems to be making all these decisions that I'm not a huge fan of. Somebody commented, Sliq, you seem to be contradicting yourself. In your video, you say you want Destiny to stay the same, but also be different at the same time. Which is it, you fat asshole? Bottom line is that Bungie seems to be kind of doing the exact opposite of what I was hoping for. What I was kind of hoping for is that the Destiny core gameplay would stay the same, roughly the same speed, right, the same feel, 6s. If they didn't want to do 3s anymore, they wanted to do 4s, fine. I was kind of expecting the same core gameplay from a PvP standpoint, and I was expecting new everything else. New worlds to explore, new weapons, new classes, all of that shit. And they kind of showed us the opposite. They showed us a new PvP landscape, with reduced movement abilities. Skating and surfing is gone, and we don't even know if Blink's coming back. I still have the suspicion it's not. People could say, well, Akora had a Blink in the trailer, but Zavala also had a bubble in the trailer, and the devs have come out and said that old classes have been reworked. Defender's gone, it's Sentinel now. And the reason they're doing that is because self-res and the bubble just kind of made certain PvE elements just kind of, you know, who gives a shit. I get why they're doing it. I'm fine with the bubble being gone. It did kind of trivialize a lot of PvE. Just drop your bubble, sit inside of it, shoot people, just get overshields over and over again. I get it. I'm down with that. But my concern is that they remove Titan Skating, they remove Warlike Surfing, and if they remove Blink 2, it just feels like they're stripping the core identity of Destiny away, and that's my big worry. I came from playing Super Smash Bros. Melee. I used to play that shit competitively, so that includes wave dashing, L canceling, dash dancing, all of that shit. I really enjoyed that game because it offered so many unique elements that you don't see in any other fighting game, both in terms of just the style of combat where you take more damage, you fly further, but all of those elements, dash dancing, L canceling, just added so much to the game that didn't exist before. It had a unique spark to it that really resonated with me. And then Brawl came out, and it just seemed like such a piece of shit. Because it seemed like the developers specifically took that spark that so many people fell in love with and just purposefully tried to remove it. Now you can play Melee as a party game and have a lot of fun with it, but you can also play it as a competitive game, which begs the question, why even bother to try to remove the competitive aspect from it? The competitive players weren't playing the fun party game people. We don't want to bother with those people. It's not fun to beat up on somebody who stands no chance. We want to play each other. So it just seemed like kind of a slap in the face to the community who was still playing the game years after everybody else had said fuck it and moved on. With the transformation from Melee to Brawl, the gameplay was slower. Slower gameplay, shield stun was considerably less, so defensive options became the #1 versus offensive options. So basically you were at a disadvantage anytime you attacked. So the game was less hit stun, so less combos, which reduces the speed of the game. Less shield stun, less hit stun, and the defensive options just were much stronger than the offensive options. All led to a slower game. Super Smash Bros. Melee is 4-stock. Brawl had to go to 3-stock because they just didn't have the time for 8 minutes, the same amount of time in Melee, to finish all 4-stock. And that's my concern with Destiny 2, is that they're brawlifying it. Because from what they've shown, it's going to be slower. Slower movement speed, which is the same thing happened in Brawl. No more dash dancing, wave dancing, dashing, and L canceling. 4v4, which is not really the same thing that happened in Brawl, but 4v4 is just going to be slower gameplay and slower times to kill. People live forever in Brawl. Like, the percentages you die at is much higher in Brawl than it is in Melee. And so, I already buried Super Smash Bros. Now, if you're a casual player, Super Smash Bros. Brawl was probably a smashing success, way better than Melee. It had more stages, more characters, a better 1v1 player mode, new items and shit. But for me, personally, the spark that was in Melee was removed, and what was left was just a much worse experience, and that's what I'm worried about for Destiny 2. Now, if you enjoyed Brawl, I'm not here to say you're wrong. I'm just here to say, personally, I thought Brawl was just a massive disappointment coming from Melee. And so I'm just really afraid that Destiny 2 is going to do the same thing. That's why I made that entire video. All the slowing down, the removing of all these advanced techniques like Titan skating, Warlock skating, Warlock surfing, just kind of leads me to believe that instead of embracing the community who created these techniques in the first place, Bungie's kind of fighting them. And it seems in the process, and people who have played the game have said this, they're making it more like Halo. But Halo 3 came out in 2007. Do we really want to go back 10 years to Halo? Destiny came out and it had a spark in it. It had a spark of just new. It bridged the gap between fast arcade shooter and, you know, the more tactical shooter of Halo. Right? The square in the middle. Now, a lot of people in the comments, go play COD. Go play COD if you're an arcade shooter. First up, Call of Duty times to kill are like around 0.2 seconds. Destiny at its lowest is like 0.8 seconds, which is 4 times longer than Call of Duty. In Call of Duty, it's basically you just get shot in the side and you die before you can even react. And if you want to run around like a complete psychopath, you can, but it's just not a lot of variety there. There's not a lot of just thinking regarding that. Destiny has the fast action that I love, but it also has a time to kill and a game speed where gun skill still matters. It's not a matter of just hiding around the corner and shooting something in the back. There's always on radar. So you can plan your engagements. Destiny is a more tactical version of Call of Duty, but it's not to the level of Halo. Now, I know the newer Halos are faster paced. I haven't played them. I'm just basing this off of everything everybody has said and the fact that Bungie pioneered Halo in the first place. So what I'm really worried is that Destiny 2 is going to be Halo with magic, and it's going to lose the spark that made me love it in the first place. Now, it's very important for you to know, that doesn't mean it's going to be bad. It just means me personally, it's going to lose a lot of the character that made me love it so very much. And it's just a matter of, you know, if it still has that character. Because I'm willing to give it a shot. I played Brawl for 3 years before I finally said, what am I doing? Why am because it's just, I wanted to be a member of the Smash community still. And that it was fun to travel to tournaments, to hang out with people. But it slowly grinded away at me because the game was just so not why I was going to those things anymore. That I just fucking said, fuck it, I'm done. Brawl is just, I can't do it anymore. I don't like the game. I'm really worried that Destiny 2 is going to be the same way. Now, like I said, I'm not saying Destiny 2 is going to be bad, but imagine a band releases an album, and it's fucking great. It's a great rock album. You're like, oh, I love this album. And they announce, hey, we're making a new album. And you're like, oh my god, I can't wait for this band to drop this new album. And then they drop this new single from their album, and they're releasing a country album. And you're like, ooh, I don't really like country. Is the whole album gonna be like this? Is the whole album gonna be country? They've only released part of the album. They only released a single. I hope the whole album's not country, because I don't like country. Now, the people that do like country are like, oh man, I love country. This new album's gonna be the best. And I'm sitting here going, I don't know if it's gonna be the best, man. I really like rock. Now, rock and roll isn't any better than country, and country isn't any better than rock and roll. That's why I said it's a lateral movement. One's not better than the other. I just prefer rock and roll. So if you prefer country or like some sort of fusion of rock and country, you're gonna really love their new album. I'm just really worried because I don't fucking like country. I like the band and I like the first album, and I'm hoping the next album is gonna be also something that I like. But if it's not, it's just gonna be kind of a bummer because a band that I really like made an album I don't like, and so now I gotta listen to something else instead. That's basically where I'm at. I feel like that's pretty reasonable. I got a lot of hate on my previous video from seemingly a lot of people that didn't even fucking watch the video. But I feel like that's immensely reasonable. And all of this is coming from a place of passion. Ain't nobody that says, people still play this game? An IGN making a 26-minute video discussing Destiny. They don't give a fuck. But I gave a fuck. I watched that shit live. I left work. I took time off of work to watch the reveal stream because I like Destiny so much. And everything that I didn't mention in the video, I'm a huge fan of. Some people thought that for some reason I hated the fact that you couldn't just ability spam. I never mentioned that in my video. If I don't mention it in the video at all, I think it's good. I mentioned good stuff just because I didn't want it the whole video to be, oh my god, Destiny 2 looks like a hunk of shit. But if I didn't mention the video, I think it's good. I'd have no problem with the movement of shotguns to sniper rifles to power weapons. That's fine. I have no problem with the reduction of cooldowns on your abilities. It's a little bit annoying, a little bit like, to kind of make them universal. I get why they did it, but the customization was kind of one of the fun parts of Destiny 1. I get it. Like reducing the amount of one-shot kill stuff, that's fine with me. I don't have a problem with that. And a lot of people got confused and thought I did, but that's not the case. And one person made a pretty good point. A couple people made a pretty good point. The first one, somebody said, it's entirely plausible that 4v4s in Destiny 2 are faster than 6v6s in Destiny 1. Think about, 6v6 on Shores of Time, First Light Bastion, or even Cathedral of Dusk. And I'm like, that's a pretty excellent point. The pace on those matches are a little bit slower than on a lot of other matches. I named Asylum in the previous video, but a match on Asylum is much faster paced than a match on the Cathedral of Dusk. That fucking map. Oh boy. So it's entirely plausible that Destiny 2 will actually be faster than Destiny 1 6v6. But I still think the point stands that if you take a 4v4 on Destiny on one of the Destiny 2 maps, and you play 6v6 instead, it's still going to be faster paced. But it's still a good point, and also another point is that it's not necessarily bad that the pace of the game changes. You know, it's varied because it appeals to more people. The new game mode, a normal countdown or whatever, we plant the bomb. That's going to be a more kind of slower paced, methodical game mode. So if you like that kind of thing, that's there for you. But if you like the more action-packed run around, I'm sure they'll have some sort of Slayer game mode. So it's okay to have a variety in game flows. I'm just hoping that it doesn't get crawled to a slow, because I don't play Trials because it's too slow. I fucking can't stand it. It's too slow. I don't play Trials for that reason. So I'm hoping that the modes that are supposed to be for fast-paced are fast-paced. But that's still a very excellent point. They're specifically designing for 4v4, so I assume they've playtested the shit of it and they're just going to do a good job. That's an excellent point. Oh, another point somebody made was that since Destiny's coming to PC, it's entirely plausible that they've reduced the times to kills only a small amount, but in the process, the median times to kill have come down just because of the greater precision on mouse and keyboard. That's a pretty excellent point. Because imagine the difference between, 3 shots from a hand cannon kill and 4 shots is like 0.4 seconds in some regards. Low impact hand cannons kill in 0.8 seconds, 2 headshots, 1 body shot. But if you go 4 body shots, it kills in 1.2 seconds. So if people are more accurate vis-a-vis the keyboard on PC, it's entirely plausible that the times to kill, the median times to kill, will actually be faster because people are just missing less shots. So that's a very, very good point. If you watch any Overwatch, the difference between console and PC is fucking just immensely fast. So it could be that they were basing Destiny's gameplay off of PC, where people just have more accuracy, and therefore the pace of the game, the ability to aim much more fast, much more faster, you fucking idiot, Jesus. They were basing it off of PC play, and so the whole pace is just going to be as fast as Destiny 1 because of the better accuracy, the higher fidelity controls. And that's a very excellent point. I hadn't considered that. Kudos to you. A lot of people gave me the comment, go play Call of Duty. I already mentioned Call of Duty is far different than Destiny. Destiny's a far fresher IP, way more interesting. The differences between Call of Duty and Destiny are just too vast. It's not the same thing. The comment is worthless. Anyways, I'm about to wrap this video up, but it's just very important for you guys to realize that these are just my first impressions based on the reveal trailer. I'm not passing final judgment on the game until I've had enough time to play it and make a call. It's just a matter of, will I like it as much as Destiny 1, and am I going to really stick around for 3 years and play it as much as I did Destiny 1? It's up in the air. At this point, there are plenty more reveals. People have mentioned in the comments,
Sliq, you idiot. They still have E3 and Gamescom, and there's a bunch of stuff, and
that's fair enough. It's entirely plausible. They show a whole bunch of new shit. I make a video. Hey guys, Sliq here. I'm a big fat jackass who doubted Bungie, but they just blew my dick into the fucking sun with all of this awesome shit they revealed, and now I'm actually super excited for Destiny. I'm a big fat dumb bag of shit. Who'd have thunk it, right? There we go, another right there. Nailed it. I'm the greatest at making videos. That's entirely plausible. Plausible is the new right, by the way. If I've said plausible like 3,000 times, fucking deal with it. I almost said alright. I was this close to saying alright. But I can only base my current opinion off of what I saw. And I'm not the only one to hold this opinion. Dado made a video days after I made mine, sharing similar concerns. The lack of customization, pretty big one, mentioned in my video. 243 different customization options, different variants in Destiny 1, not including armor, recovery, agility, and only 36 in Destiny 2. That's kind of a real bummer. I was hoping for more. A lot of people having the same exact concerns I am. I'm fucking the best at making videos. I'm not a fucking idiot. They have the same concerns I have. I'm still hyped. I'm still excited for the game. I'm sure they have lots more stuff to show us, but I can only base my current opinions on the game off of what I know for sure. Because what do you want me to just, like, what if they have a what if they have a PvE, PvP crossover mode, where it's kind of like a MOBA, where you got your guys going in their spawn, or maybe it's like Halo Warzone, what if that? What if they have a fighting game mode, where you pick Defender, or whatever, you pick fucking Sentinel, and you do Marvel vs. Capcom fucking melee combos to your person? What if they did that? Like, I can't base any shit off of stuff they haven't confirmed yet. That's what gets you into trouble in the first place. Because disappointment is driven by expectations. If your mom says, hey, we're going to McDonald's, and you show up to the dentist, you're fucking disappointed. You thought you were getting some delicious salty fries, but instead some old man with halitosis is stabbing you in the mouth with fucking metal. That's how you get disappointed. You have lofty expectations, which fucking nobody in the comments, everybody was just rushing to call me a whiner and a shithead, but nobody rushed in the comments to say, Sliq, have you ever considered that what Bungie delivered was adequate and that you just had lofty expectations? That would have been fucking flawless criticism. I would have had no retort. But unsurprisingly, the fucking viewers of YouTube aren't intelligent enough to make that argument, besides calling me a fucking dipshit and telling me to go back to Call of Duty. How about this? How about I'll go back to Call of Duty and you go fuck your mother? How about them apples? Anyways, I'm gonna wrap this video up. I hope I've clarified some of my points. To wrap everything up, I'm not saying Destiny 2 is gonna be bad. I just have concerns that the spark of a game that I love very much is gonna kind of just wither as it moves to the new franchise, because I've seen it happen before with Super Smash Bros. Melee, the Super Smash Bros. Brawl. I've seen it happen before when I went to play Monday Night Combat and I started playing Super Monday Night Combat. That game also died. That game also slowed its gameplay down and just kind of changed the spark that made it great. I hear Fallout did the same thing. Previous video I mentioned Fallout New Vegas, one of my favorite games of all time. I heard that Fallout 4 dumbs down all of the things that made New Vegas great. I haven't played Fallout 4, but I'm really not looking forward to if that's the case. So I'm just at this point getting really sick of all the game companies just killing the spark that makes me love a game, and I'm hoping that Bungie didn't do it. Now, them killing the spark doesn't make it a bad game. It just means that it's a bummer for me because it's lacking the things that made me fall in love with it. That's all. If you enjoy the game, you're not a shithead. You're just a guy who likes that type of game, and maybe it resonates with you stronger. And if it does, I'm super glad for you, man. I'm glad you have a game that you're really passionate about and you really enjoy. And I'm hoping I'm right there with you for Destiny 2. Don't get me wrong. I'm hoping I'm right there with you. I'm very nervous that I'm not, and it's going to be a super big bummer if that becomes the case. Anyways, I'm going to see you guys next time. Eat my ass.